episode of Real Estate with Megan and Brooke. I'm Megan Caudell.
And I'm Brooke Eby, and we're both realtors here in Northwest Florida for Coldwell Banker. So at this point, we're assuming that you have likely seen many homes, and now it's time to talk about how to make that offer.
Right, what's next? Well, we are assuming that you have already found your realtor, and if you have not, or you're having problems kind of deciding on one, make sure to look at our previous video on how to choose a realtor.
That's right.
Your realtor is going to get together some comps for you.
Okay, what are comps?
When referring to the home buying process, buyers and sellers will want to place importance on comparable sales. Comps, aka comparable sales, are the sales prices of homes that have recently sold with similar characteristics such as amount of rooms, location, and other features for the subject property.
That was a cute definition.
Right? It was perfect.
Love it.
So now that you have a better understanding of what comps are, it's time to talk about your offer price. But one last thing to consider when making that offer is how much closing costs are going to be. What are closing costs? Okay,
so lender,
let's get serious, right?
Your lender can help you with that, and that's one of the great benefits of choosing, a lender who communicates with you efficiently. You want to make sure that they give you an estimate of closing costs. They can get it all on a spreadsheet and send it over to you. They're typically in our market about 3% of the purchase price. So we just like to get on the same page as your lender and make sure that we are asking the seller to contribute everything that you need toward closing.
Right. So ideally, the seller will be able to cover all of that. Cover all of that. What? Who knew I could do that?
I'm really excited about
perfect
closing costs.
I love them. Okay, so ideally they'll be able to cover it. If not, then that relationship is fantastic. You have the spreadsheet in a lot of cases. And what's good is your lender overshoots some of those. And obviously your realtor will have some familiarity with the market and be able to kind of give you an idea of how much your maybe insurance would be,
right,
how much your inspections will be. And so we can kind of bring those down in a lot of cases too.
So one more thing that you're going to want to make sure you get your hands on is a seller's disclosure. Before you send that offer over, you'll want to make sure that you ask your realtor if there's one available.
What is a seller's disclosure?
Well, now that you have an idea of exactly how much in closing cost assistance you're going to need, you'll want to discuss with your realtor an offer price. You're also going to want to have your lender update that pre-qualification letter to reflect the offer price that you guys come up with.
Right. That's going to go with your offer. So you've got to have that ready and you want to make sure that they coincide, right? But now for the fun part. Okay, time to get serious.
'Tis not my serious glasses.
That's correct. So it's time to talk about your closing date. And what's cool is you get to pick it. So when do you want to close? Tomorrow, right? However, that's not quite how it works.
No, in our market, they're about 30 days out from the offer. So of course that can be adjusted if need be, but it's typically about 30 days.
Right. So keep that in mind and kind of look at the calendar, see what works best for you and your family, and go from there.
All right, so you've got the offer ready to go. You've got your seller's disclosure in hand. You've read all of that. You're going to want to read the offer that your realtor sends you. You might do this electronically. You may do this in office. It's just up to your preference. Just make sure you read over that. Once you sign it, your realtor is going to send that over to the listing agent. And then...
Like this?
I've done it before like that, so potentially. But
Probably
then
not.
the waiting game. So there are a couple different ways that it can play out once your offer has been sent in.
Right. So ideally, they'll love what you sent. And that actually does happen from time to time. It's not unheard of.
No.
However, most times there'll be a little something that they don't agree with, and they'll send over a counteroffer, which is fine because they're just countering the few items on that
Hopefully
sheet.
the few items. And you have a couple options there. You can either accept the counter, you can counter the counter, or you can just reject it altogether.
You can throw that towel in if it's not the one.
You countered the counter, and congratulations, everybody agreed, and we are
under contract. You're so jiggling. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
It's all right. So you're curious as to what comes next, stay tuned because that is going to be our next video. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, and share all these videos.
And have an awesome day. See you later, guys.
Yeah, happy shopping. Whoop, whoop.